Hey guys, welcome back to Aquarium Down Under. Today just another tank update. But we'll be talking about curing the rock that you put into the tank. But a little quick update first. So all the corals are doing well. Most of the corals are doing well. I'll show you some in a second. The batavia zoanthid frag that I took from this colony is doing well. They're both doing really well, and surprisingly, I thought I killed half the heads on this, but you can see the little head down the bottom. Full focus. Just little head down the bottom there, and come around here. The little head there survived too. So all 7 heads that I took off survived. I took them off in I took a 4-head frag off and a 2-head frag off, and then stuck to the frag plug. Not focusing. There you go. I took a 4-head frag and 2-head frag, and that and so they're doing really well. The main colony is doing really well as well. And the Bam Bams were pissed at me yesterday and the day before. I don't know if it's from the frag or not. And the I'm pretty sure it's not a branching varieties now. I'm pretty sure it's a pocillopora. Like this is different. It's a different shaped branch. And the reason I think this is because I was looking at some photos of purple stylophora. I think it's purple stylophora with and it looks pretty similar to a purple stylophora. And so you notice the montipora is not here. That's because down here, I'll just move this torch coral in the back. Come around here. It was at the front of the rock, right there where that white spot is. But I moved it back, so I was going to move the montipora there to get in lower light. Because it was up here, I'm not sure, because it was losing colour. I'm pretty sure it's from the phosphates and nitrates being really high. Not so much the nitrates, but most of the phosphates being high. But just to make sure it wasn't the light, I moved it down here, which I was going to move it there, but I decided I'll move it here for the time being so I can watch it easier. And the hammer coral, which has been washed out, that's doing well. It's a bit shrunken up now, but it's healing pretty well from when it receded. This flake coral is just looking amazing. Can't really see how good it looks on the video, but it's looking amazing recently. This is washed out still, but the digitata has been doing not really well. It's been doing well, but bad at the same time. So it has, so if you look at the frag plug, you can hardly see it, but it's encrusting quite a bit to the right side. It's almost about to start going down the side of the frag plug, but that's been really really good. But the base of it has been getting really pale. It's a bit less pale now, but yeah, it's been getting pretty pale. And this bird's nest here on the bottom side, you can hardly even see the white patch where I got glue on it and then pulled the glue off. So that's pretty good. It's also getting it's starting to turn purple now, which when I originally got it was pink. And yeah, so these cells I got last week. They're doing well. They still don't fully open all the time, but they're doing pretty well. They look really nice as well. Yeah, that's it for the tank. With the fish, I'm not sure if they have flukes. They're not, especially this yellow corris wrasse or melanurus. They might have flukes because, especially this one and maybe the melanurus wrasse, because it keeps scratching itself on the sand, which is it's not ick because there's no. I've checked it multiple times and there's no signs of ick anywhere on the fish or anywhere on any other fish. So it might be flukes, but I've had a look at it, can't see any flukes. I'm not sure. If it keeps doing it, I might have to do a freshwater dip on it, which I'm a bit nervous about because I've never done that before. But I'll show you down the sump what I've done down there. So down here in the sump, I can't get further enough away from the tank because my bed's behind me. I haven't cleaned out the detritus. You see there's still some there. Most of that sand, but there's detritus on top of the sand. And over there there's detritus. Not so much in this chamber because the reactor output line is coming in here and mixing it around, keeping it off the bottom. But there's quite a bit inside the skimmer, which I'm going to clean when I get the pump that I order off eBay. Once I get that, then I'll give this a clean. I'll clean out the whole skimmer and clean out the sump, do a full sump clean out. Yeah, and in here there's still quite a bit, but so I've cleaned the skimmer out, and with the raised water level, I don't know if I said that last week, if I raised it or not. I don't remember if I mentioned it or not. It's a bit low at the moment because I forgot to turn the water top up back on after the water change. I can't see it in there. Yeah, I forgot to turn that on after the water change. I'll turn that back on and raise it back up to about here, which is where the black line I drew. It's a bit of a wonky black line, but I just rubbed out of it. But a bit wonky black line, but anywhere on that black line's fine. I think that's 8 inches. With the recommended skimmer height in full water height for this bubble maggots curve 7, I think is between 7 to 11 or 10 inches, something like that. But 10 just seems a bit too high. So I raised up to 7, and it makes a huge difference. If you have your skimmer just at a random level, just because why not? Trust me, turn it up, because look at that. Look how many bubbles are going up. And it's got quite a few bubbles in the cup, and already got some skimmer, which is a bit watered down because I had water in here from when I cleaned it today. But it's been doing a really, really good job. It's only been running for a couple hours since I cleaned it, so that's really good. Dosing pump's been doing good. I'll come up here. Oh, also with these cease pumps, or cease, I think, I don't know, I just call them cease, but with those, the pumps that are connected to it, sometimes they turn on when it turns on, sometimes they don't turn on. And it's not because I know some of the cheaper pumps have the like little plastic knobs. So when the propeller starts, when you put it on like pulse mode, it bumps into that if it goes the wrong way and starts in the right way every time. But these pumps have impellers, which is like a propeller, but instead of the propeller part has like sticks just poking out the spin around. So instead of them, into the propellers, they got impellers, which means that it doesn't matter what way it spins, it will always push water forwards. But with so I've got 3 cease voyager pumps. With the 2 that are connected to this wave maker, they turn on sometimes, don't turn on other times, and this works every time to get them working. If I take the cover off them and then just pull the impeller out, put it back in, I'm going to do a clean of them next week, soak them in vinegar, but pull the impeller out of the pump, just put it back in, and it just works straight away and just starts turning on when this turns on for a couple hours, and then it stops working again. So I really don't know what's happening with that. But it's a bit annoying because the two that are connected to this wave maker don't turn on half the time. Because at the moment they're both off, I'm pretty sure. This one here was working today, and this one here wasn't working today. But they're just really annoying. I might end up just taking one because I'm going to get in about a month's time. I'm going to get a Jabo CP120, which is the newer models of their gyre pumps. And I'll sit that here on this glass. I probably have this power head and this power head. I still haven't got the housing for the impeller yet for this because I found it on eBay, but it's like $30 plus like $50 postage plus $10 tax. It's like not worth it. I could buy a new pump for like $10 more, or it's like a J-Bow pump or something, which can push a lot more water. So I have those 2 pumps here. This one, if I do end up ever getting the impeller housing, it'll be back on behind that, pushing around here. And then I have the CP120 here, pushing against it, and I have it ramp up and down, just constantly on ramping up from low power to high power and back down again. So we're having that ramping up and down to push against them to give the random flow. Because I was thinking maybe have this one running a constant and this one on the wave maker, that one up there, but it doesn't. But like that one down there will end up turning off. But so with the Kamoa pump, I'll stop the video and turn the torch off on my phone. Alright, so that's much better there. So down here I've got the alkalinity solution, which hasn't used up much. I don't know where it was up to at the start, maybe here. So you've got a couple centimetres of it, which I don't know how many millilitres that is, maybe like 50. Not sure though. And then here I've got the vinegar mix, which I've just got it on a stand because I cut this cord a little bit too short so it doesn't go to the very bottom. So I was going to stick it on top of a container as a stand to keep it high so the tubing can reach the bottom. But what I'm probably going to end up doing is, because these, I think they're reticulation joiners, which you can't see because it's not focusing because it's too dark. But these things here, they're reticulation joiners because my local fish doesn't stock the Kamoa ones, which fit into these tiny tubes. So what I might end up doing is just buying off this website in Australia that sells them, because if you look through here, you can see it's full of liquid. There's an air bubble there, and keep going down. Full of liquid, another air bubble, another air bubble. It just keeps getting air bubbles in. Same with this. It's just harder to see because it's clear liquid. But that's just a bit of a pain, so I might have to get a new one of them. And I've just got all my stuff up here. I got a KH Coraline growing this alkalinity thing. They're empty, but I just think it looks nice up there. And I've just got vinegar and brown sugar because just it's easy to use. So I've got all that stuff up there. And with the lights, in about a month's time, I'm going to be getting another Hydra that will sit. I'll get a Hydra, which is it's by aqua elimination as well. But see in here, it's got, I think they're called puck. I don't know if each dot's a puck or the full circle's a puck. I'm just going to call the full circle a puck with all the LEDs in it. But so the primes have one puck, and the Hydras by aqua elimination, exact same puck. It just has two. So it's just two primes, and I'll be sitting in the middle here. So then I'll basically have 4 primes in my tank. Because once I get my nutrients down and parameters stable, I want to try to keep acropora, which my local fish store sells some pieces and even colonies of it for like cheap. If they're green ones or brown ones, they don't really care. So they sell for like $18 for a decent sized frag, like that big of a frag. It's not a staghorn, it's just regular. Or you can get like a colony like that of brown ones for $18. Which brown ones do usually colour up under the lights. So I'm gonna get that and try use acropora. So I'm also getting the CP120 to get more flow because that helps with acropora. And tomorrow, Ms. Fletcher should be shipping over some zoas from Melbourne. So we'll probably get them by Wednesday, if it doesn't get delayed, which hopefully it doesn't get delayed. And what I end up doing is they'll probably end up sitting in my sand bed for a while, because I want to ship this chalice over to her. But she said just ship. She'll message me when she's ready to have the chalice, because she's set up her new frag tank at the moment, which she'll have this in, and she'll probably end up fragging up for a Reef Stock Sydney, because she's gonna be at the Reef Flexions booth in the Sydney frag shop. She's gonna be selling lots of Zoa frags and probably some frags of this chalice, maybe some acro frags. Cause she frags Zoas a lot, and she also gets buys wild acro colonies when they're all brown, and then cuts them up, and then they waits for them to colour up. So she gets any nice one, she'll be selling them there. But what I might end up doing is having a frag tank here. I know I've only cut one frag, but I really want to get into fragging. That's why I'm getting the more zoas off her. And I want to try frag SPS, so I'll buy like bigger SPS colors. Not acropora yet. I'm not ready for acropora. I try frag those up as well. Another frag tank. I found this tank. It's pretty perfect. It's $15, pre-drilled and everything. It's drilled in the bottom of the tank. which is fine. I just have it doesn't have to be pretty, so I just have a PVC pipe coming up, like a strainer sort of thing on the top for the water to go down, and that will flow into this sump here. And for that I'm going to get a J-Bow return pump. This is the smallest model, and dial it down a bit, because it's not going to be a big tank. And then maybe another prime, I'm not sure, to light it. And it will be it'll be 6 centimeters long, so 2 foot long, which would be about there down, that size. And it'll be 40 centimeters front to back, so probably, come out here, probably there to there, and 40 centimeters tall. It's $15, and it's probably not going to be the nicest looking tank, probably a bit dirty, but I'll clean it up. And it'll be sitting here. I've got my water things here at the moment. I did a big 100 litre water change on this, or 90 litre, because it's 25 litres and 25 litres and 220 in the middle. So 90 litres to try reduce the phosphates, because what I'll talk about in a second. But I'll have it sitting here and be storing my frags in there that I cut. But I'll put the filter back on my camera and on my phone, and I'll be back. So rambled on a bit, I got a bit carried away, but I'll talk about the importance of curing your rock. So if you're using live rock, you don't really want to cure it, because then all the live bacteria and stuff will probably most likely die, because it doesn't have any ammonia to feed on. But then if you're using, so there's 4 different types, to talk about all 4 different types of rock. So then you can use mined dry rock, which mined dry rock is just dry rock, and it comes from the ground, and that you don't really have to cure it. Maybe give it a quick soak to get all the dust and stuff off it. And then there is like man-made dry rock. That's stuff like real reef rock and Carib Sea dry rock. That you don't really have to cure it at all, because it has nothing that's going to break down on it. And that just soak it for a tiny bit in some water, or just give it a quick rinse to get all the dust and stuff off it if it has any on it. And then there is dry rock from the ocean, which was once live rock, but is now all dried, which is what I used for my tank. Which I think I got a little bit of real reef rock in there. I'm not sure if I do or not. Because that's from my old tank, which I use live rock from my local fish store. But that doesn't matter, because I think a bit of that live rock was real reef rock. But anyway, we've gone to this topic of the dry rock from the ocean. So that dry rock from the ocean will have a lot of dead organisms on it, like sponges, maybe some crabs, copepods, amphipods and stuff. Then when you put it in the tank, it will break down. And I'm pretty sure that's why I have my nitrate and phosphate problems, because all the dead organisms on all the rocks are breaking down. And to stop this, if you are going to use this type of rock, you should soak it in like a barrel, like just a food grade barrel, or like a horse trough or something, because you're not leaching anything into the rock that will soak up. You soak it in there with like a power head and maybe a heater. I don't really see the point of using a heater. And you use that, and you soak it in there for a while, like 12 weeks, for all the bacteria to break, not the bacteria, the dead organisms to break down and decompose. And that'll help stop this problem with all the nitrates and phosphates in my tank, which most of the rock in the tank are like stuff here, up here, all that should be, we almost finished the decomposing of all the stuff on it, or finished already. That's why I started doing the really big water changes on the tank, try to remove the phosphates and help fix the problem. But this big plate here, which is recently added like 3-4 weeks ago, and this arch in the back there will have some dying stuff on it, which this arch in the back there won't have very much, but this plate will have a lot. So I'll start leaching stuff into the tank again, which it won't be as extreme, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, that's the importance of curing your rocks. You don't have this big problem where like some of your SBS is losing colour, like the montipora here and the digitata here, which surprisingly this stylophora, no, pocillopora, the blue one, has actually gained more colour after being in this tank, which is a bit odd with the high nitrates. But hopefully they've been fixed up by now. We'll have them, they won't be fixed by now, but hopefully the decomposing of all the dead stuff has slowed down in the tank, and now can be fixed by a couple of big water changes for the most of the nutrients. I know this plate here will start putting lots back in, but that's the importance of curing your dry rock if it's from the ocean. So that's going to be it for this video. Sorry I rambled on a little bit, probably a lot of it I rambled on, but yeah, that's it for the video. Come back next week, which I'll probably end up filming the unboxing of the zoofrags, because I'm going to get either one of my mum or my dad to stay home so they can, I'm going to see if they can, probably have to go to work though, and when the zoofrags rock up on Wednesday, they'll be able to just open up the box and just float the frags in the tank. That's all I'm going to forget to do, because I don't want them putting it in the tank in case it has any pests on it, which it probably doesn't, but just in case. So I'm having them float there for a while until I get back from school. But if they can't be home, then I'll do an unboxing of the zoofrags when I get home from school. But yeah, this will be in next week's video, and this is like the regular tank update. So I'll see you next week where you can watch the zoo unboxing. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you next time.